That's how you start the show on a Saturday night. I don't know how low the beat is to y'all. I'm gonna have to check that. Oh crap, y'all. I don't even think my mic ready. Dang, how I do that now? I'm gonna let the beat rock. You might hear some excuse me, missus. Yeah, yeah. Mic check. We should be good. We should be to the good. Yeah. That's the intro, baby. That's the intro, baby. Uh. Is my stuff patchy right here? What is going on right there? Am I patchy again? I'm Benjamin Buttoning this. I don't know, man. Listen up, man. This is another Saturday night. We're gonna do another Wow View tonight. It's the end of a work week for some, but this is the start of a work week for others. Let's remember that. How y'all doing? Hope everybody doing well, and hope everybody being safe, man. We gonna almost get right into it with another Wow View. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate everyone. Listen, because again, Wow Views are only about 30 minutes or less. No more than 30 minutes. So we very direct here. Or I do like to let y'all warm up though to the voice. Let me get my stuff. Hey man, I've been using this. Where did it go? Well, I put it up. Oh, there you go. Hey, if y'all I don't even want to put it on there 'cause it's gonna be like I'm advertising for it, but you know what? Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Cause I don't wanna never mind. Anywho, as y'all see the title, my wild view, then I'll expound, is that American marriage is dead. And I'm standing on this. Like dead serious is dead. American marriage. I wanna be as niche as I can get because I wanna say marriage is dead. But I don't know how a lot of marriages work and go and the statistics on them being successful or not in a lot of other countries or continents or things of that matter, groups, races. So I'm a narrow it down to American marriage. Listen, ladies, this to one, ladies, just give it up. It's over. Don't want it. Don't ask for it. Most likely you're not getting it anyway. Cause a dude will tell you anything, a dude will do anything for the consensus. Talking about I'm not talking about me specifically. About the consensus, right? On what the male and female dynamic is in 2024. Been like this for a little while now, but we're talking about today. Marriage is dead. Listen, if any of you women was out there holding out, right? Speaking sexually for marriage, you might as well start putting out tonight. Just find you somebody and just get it over with for the one time. And I'm listen, don't hold out for that because it ain't happening. Even if you do find a dude that's willing to do the marriage because you holding out, not gonna change the fact that if y'all work or not, he can still turn around. Listen. Marriage is only been lasting like 6 months to a year to 5 years. Do y'all know that they consider nowadays, you can do your research, nowadays, around 5 years is a long term relationship? Do y'all know this? Do y'all know this? Around 5 years, they're considering a long term relationship. That's crazy. That should be the short term number, not the long term. Listen, do it even make sense to be a boyfriend and girlfriend for 5 to 10 years, get married, and then get a divorce within a year of you being married, then never speak or talk to each other again and leave on the terms where y'all can't stand each other? But y'all didn't have that before marriage. Y'all made it 5 or 10 years as boyfriend and girlfriend. Didn't last 1 year as a married couple. A piece of paper did that, along with legally binding commitments. But just having the paper and each other last names, y'all can last a year. Now, that's not every relationship, of course, right? But that's a lot. That's probably most. It's most, right? So marriage is the devil, ladies. Just put out, um, you know what I'm saying? Do what you do. Get yours off. He get his off, and then go about your business. Listen, I be serious a lot, but I do speak in jest. Right? If you don't know what that means, there's some playfulness to the things I say, but I do be meaning what I say. If you don't know that about me, right? I don't try to come off extremely harsh, but I'm typically blunt, right? And I'm trying to catch myself. If you hear me pause, I'm trying to catch my words because I don't want to say certain things. I don't want to use certain type of words that's going to restrict the streaming of the content. I'm trying to catch myself. Again, there's no script here. I don't do scripts. To me, right, I'm an 80s baby, born in the 80s. And from what I could get back then and looking at things prior to and talking to people that was born prior to, of course, like my grandma, great aunts, great uncles, things of that nature. There's even some truth if you look in some of the older movies, especially that was made back then. Not the current ones that depict a older time, the ones that actually made in older times, right? What I noticed a lot in those marriages was two things above all else, right? Loyalty and partnership, right? You can exchange the partnership for a business ship, right? So we're gonna go loyalty and partnership. What I seen more than anything, whether they liked, disliked each other on days, hated each other guts on days, they were still loyal to each other to a fault, right? A lot of women didn't like their men stepping out and doing other things of that nature, but they didn't go anywhere. Now, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just going over my notes. The men, however, on the extreme side, if they did step out their relationship, they didn't leave their marriage. They was not leaving their wives. Now, talking about the consensus, and I'm talking about every single one of these situations, right? Um, I'm not saying divorce didn't happen. I'm talking about the a very high percentage working for 20 to 30 years or till death. And back then they was lasting a ton was lasting till death. The minimum was probably 20 years was the minimum on loyalty and partnership. Partnership goes to the point where it's a business ship, right? That man is gonna go to work. His job is to provide. I'm going to stay at home. I'm gonna raise these kids and clean this house. It's a partnership. He's bringing something to the table. I'm bringing something to the table. We make it work because this is the dynamic. Is no matter who I'm with, this is going to be quote unquote my job to a degree, and everybody knew what their specific job was, right? And it wasn't that I have to love you when we got married, but you could learn to love someone. That happened back then. You say, you know what? That's a good working dude right there. Let me go holler at him. Girl, you don't even love him. That'll come with time. Don't worry about that. What I know I need is a good working man because I know my role is to make babies. He look like he gonna pay bills and he gonna have funds for these kids. So I need to go talk to him. You keep doing what you doing over here at the a juke joint. It's what you do. I'm gonna go over here. And a man would see a woman based on attraction, right? But would know her or her friends or her family or whatever the case is that she looked like she had soft hands and she had a strong back. You know what I'm saying? A big waist, like she can bear some good kids, a nice amount of kids without breaking down, without C sections, and without epidurals, without morphine, whatever y'all taking nowadays, just to have a childbirth. That's unjust, ladies. A little bit of seriousness with that though. That's unjust, but I'm serious. But I'm playing. But I'm serious. Y'all be needing every medication under the table to push out a kid nowadays. They used to do that back at home in the barn on top of hay. When to push out these triplets right quick, get this out the way. It's almost time for dinner. My man finna be coming home and get these kids up out this womb right quick. Y'all be in the hospital. My God, get the doctor. Get the doctor. Make my will. I want to leave. Girl, you gonna push this 7, 8 pound baby up out of here and let's go home? We ain't got time for this. Like this, it don't make sense. I digress. Y'all know sometimes I go on rants. I got a problem. And this beat is mm, I don't know how much y'all can hear it. And I'm not finna turn it up because I need it leveled. Anywho, so with that said, um, I don't believe that we have the loyalty and partnership anymore. People are not even picking people based on partnership. Women are not even picking men the majority of the time based on if they can provide for a family. Now, that's different from people that's looking for sugar daddies, right? You just looking for a man that's just super rich and you ain't bringing nothing. You got to bring something to the table. I'm not talking about people that's looking for some. I'm talking about the people that just looking just to be looking. Y'all not even picking people based on the actual needs. Because you don't need a person that's has $100 million. Let's be honest. Most of you women that's still looking, y'all ain't worth a man with $100 million. With that said, man, most of y'all not worth a woman that cooks and cleans. You're not. Just being honest with you, right? Y'all still trying to borrow your girl's car for you to get to work. Y'all still dropping your women off at work in their car. This is 2024. What type of baby boy mess is this? And then y'all would get married? No. That's a waste of time. It's a waste of court proceedings. It's a waste of paper. It's a waste of witnesses. It's a waste of a trip if y'all go out of town on some type of what they call them, the vacation when you elope to like a fancy place. You know what I'm saying? And go get married in like a little fancy place. I don't even know what it's called because my head is so far out of being married. Now, as per usual, What I just said, the last thing I just said, I will not be sharing this episode either with my girl. Okay. And I expect you guys not to try to do research to find out who she is. And I expect you guys, if you did do research to try to find out who she is, not to send this to her. That goes into loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me, y'all don't know her. So why would you send this to her? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have my back. Women probably send it to her because we empathize and we sympathize. Girl, shut your butt up. Marriage is dead. There's no partnership. We're not choosing each other based on what we could bring to the table and then worry about this later. I don't even know what we using as the measuring stick, pause if necessary, to measure on what we actually need from someone and if they live up to what I actually need. I don't know who's weighing those pros and cons nowadays, and there's definitely no loyalty. If there was some type of loyalty, albeit extreme circumstances that you didn't foresee, there wouldn't be people getting married and then divorced 6 months later. That should never happen. That should never happen. Now, what we do see is a lot of that happening 6 months, a year, 2 years that you get divorced and say, oh, this person changed, this person changed. How long did you date that person normally? Did you know who this person was? People don't typically change in a year, typically, unless they have some type of psychotic break or emotional breakdown, maybe. People don't tend to change in a year or 2 years, let alone 6 months. So that means this person just developed something out the blue that you never knew. No, you didn't take whatever dating you did serious enough to figure out who that person was, and then decide once you found out who that was, and that could take you a year or 2 or 5 if they was worth being married or not. Current days. Back then, again, the short span, the dating span was way shorter, or could be way shorter, because they wasn't looking for love per se. They could have liked the person and seen that they was good at what they needed them for. He works, he does this, so and so, so and so. She cooks, she cleans, she does whatever the case is, whatever they was looking for. Cool. We'll learn to love each other. This is a partnership we're trying to build. We can get the love and stuff later on. Y'all trying to necessarily look for love out the gate. Or I can't even say that no more, because some of y'all get pregnant by somebody in 3 weeks. Y'all couldn't have I'm under the impression that you couldn't have loved him in 3 weeks to then get pregnant by him and have his baby. I don't believe that, me personally. I believe y'all tripping. And this is why American marriage is dead. It's a joke. This is why you might as well not even look for it, because even if you get it for the consensus, it's not gonna last anyway. 5 years is y'all long term relationship. Y'all getting divorced in less than 3. That's the consensus. So what's the point of the marriage then? You know what I'm saying? I do believe there needs to be some type of update to American marriage, because the old school headspace of marriage is it's not it doesn't resonate with us in this current time that we're in. That's just my personal opinion. The numbers state that as well. I don't know what you want me to do. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be the bearer of bring bad news, but it is what it is. For those of you who do take it serious, appreciate it. For you, I'm not gonna say there's not a place for the traditional marriage. If you know what it is, then you know what it is. Then that's fine. You guys are making it. It's the people that don't know what it is that's having these problems. And that's the majority, it seems like, is having these problems. Do y'all know women typically want marriage more than men? Typically wants marriage more than men. Do y'all know that the majority of divorce are initiated by women. Do your research. Do your research. Now let something change in the past year. You know what I'm saying? When this was looked up earlier this year or end of last year, whatever the case, we had another conversation about this on another show. That's what the statistics say. The majority of divorces are initiated by women. Now again, could some extreme things happen that cause that? Yes. So I'm not talking about those. That's not majority of these, not even close. Right? You find out your spouse, I don't even want to say the words because this ain't that type of show. So I run that back. Right? I'm gonna take that out. Well, I'm not gonna actually take it out. I'm just not gonna go further into it because I don't want to say the words. Right? Your wife or husband is doing some very inappropriate things with shorter people, human beings, or going to the extreme with taking physical insult to their partner to the extreme, to the point where you feel like you might no longer be with us. Barring those two type of situations, or you finding out your partner had a little bit of a Jeffrey Dahmer psychology type of deal, you shouldn't be leaving. Right now, for the people that's taking their vows serious, this is not to y'all because you're taking your vows serious. I got no beef with you. Whatever your vows are, that's up to you. I got no beef with you. I'm assuming y'all are on the more religious side, right? So you really take your vows serious as to whoever you believe in. There's a lot of people that's taking these vows, and I'm under the assumption that they don't believe in what they believe in because they're breaking the vows that they took in front of who they believe in, right? When you do take the vows, listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying. For richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health. Listen to the words you're saying, right? You're saying for better or for worse. For better meaning if we hit the lottery or Amazing Studios all they podcasts take off and we get rich, that's for better. Whatever comes our way in life, that's for better. Then whatever comes our way in poor, he just choosing not to work. That's some sucker activity. But if you took them vows, you should be by his side until whenever he get back up. Because you said for worse. He down on his luck. He got some type of addiction. Whatever the case is, you supposed to be there. He or she, y'all supposed to be there. Because that's the vows you took in front of your higher up, your higher power. You supposed to honor that. If you don't, you looked at to be extremely suspect. I look at you to be extremely suspect, barring those extreme circumstances we just spoke about a couple minutes ago. This is why I say the loyalty and partnership is not there. So let's stop looking for marriage. Please. You'll be happier. You should be better off. Now you can move forward because you ain't got to worry about that hurdle. Because the only thing you're going to do is divorce anyway. You're going to feel some type of way about me saying this. You're going to feel some type of way about me saying this. I don't know what to tell you. Because it's the truth. It's how I feel. And until I'm shown otherwise, until 5 years is no longer a long-term relationship, can't nobody tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing if the average, right? Now it's not exactly 5. I'm throwing out a number out there around that area is a long-term relationship. It's not even double digits. The number of what I think it was, which I can't remember, so around the 5 number, it's not even double digits. It was still like 6, maybe 7, something like that, but maybe. But five, it shouldn't even be nowhere around five. Should be nowhere around 5 years as a long-term relationship. Y'all sicken me. Sicken me. And let me reiterate. I'm trying to keep an eye on my timer because I got 30 minutes. Let me make this clear as well. Well, or at least again, I should say. Do not send this to you know who. You know who you are. And don't call me about it either after you see this. Just let me get my stuff off. They know who I'm talking about specifically. Just let me get my stuff off. Don't call me about this show. And I'm feeling like a two-piece tonight. I got another show right after. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that up out of here too as soon as I get this uploaded for y'all. With that, I do appreciate y'all. Let me know in the comment section below. How do you feel about my views? About my wild views? Sometimes I don't even think this is wild. I think we all should come together and agree that this is correct. It's not even like I'm saying that I'm the first one with this idea or this thought or any of that. I'm just listen, some people don't like when you bring things to light. Let's be honest, right? We are all living like marriage don't matter. We're all in relationships, treating them like marriage don't matter and it's not an actual goal. We're all then getting married and then not even leaning into being married, leaning into the vows and for better or for worse, for in richer or poorer sickness. We're not even living up to that. First sign of trouble, we still heading for the hills. Then don't blame me or get mad at me because I say something about it and I bring it to the light. We're all living like that. So we should all just have no problem today on this episode coming together to say, you know what? He is right. I've heard it before, but I didn't really want to believe it. But now that he say it again, because again, I'm pretty sure I'm not the first person to say it. I highly doubt I'm the first person to say it. Let's embrace it. Marriage is trash for most. Let's try to find something else that we can do or use as a celebration of two people coming together and some type of other type of vows. Because if I was on the podium, somebody asked me, "Hey, you gonna stick with her for richer or for poor?" I'd be like, "No." Listen, that I never heard that the proceedings cannot proceed. Now I could be wrong because I ain't never took the vows. Can the proceedings proceed if I say no to the answers? If I say no to the questions, I mean, can we still go? Like if he asks me, "Hey, Lynn, you gonna stick with her for richer or for poor?" And I say no. What about sickness and health? I say no. They say, "What about better or for worse?" I say no. Can he then still proceed with, "Do you want to marry her?" I say, "Yeah." And then we get married. That way, when things hit the fan and I leave, somebody can't talk to me sideways. Like, "Hey, man, ain't you supposed to?" Nah, I said no when he asked me. I said, "I'm not. She ain't working. She ain't trying to get no job. You know what I'm saying? She twisted her ankle. Now she can't stand up. She can't cook in the kitchen. She can't twerk no more. What I'm gonna do with a girl who can't twerk because her ankle messed up? Now I'm out of there. I didn't sign up for this. I told dude no. He said for better. I said no. The sickness or health. I said no. No, it got to be health. It got to be for better. It got to be for health. And it got to be for richer. I'm not accepting for poor. I'm not accepting for worse. And I'm not accepting a sickness. Okay? That's what I got for you. But I do. I do. I take her to be my wife. If she accept those. And with that, y'all let me know in the comments below on how you feel about this view. Okay. With that, I'm gonna get up out of here, and I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure whatever streaming service you listening to this on that you rate us if you liking the content. Welcome to another podcast from Amazing Studios. That is getting a little bit tongue tied, and I'm out. Appreciate you.